Everyone. Today I'm going to talk about how I qualified for my very first Pro Tour back in the year 2000, almost 25 years ago. And it was during the European Championship held in Paris, my hometown. I was not qualified for the European Championship, but I played a side event, a PTQ. A little backstory first. I'd been not trying to qualify for the PT because I used to play a lot of Magic, and at some point, my mom forbid me to play Magic, but I kept playing in secret. Eventually, I got caught, and she kind of just let me be, I guess. And I kept playing Magic, but in my head, I thought, okay, even if I qualify for a Pro Tour, she won't let me go. So what I would do is I would just enter PTQs, I would play until I played a good friend, and then I would just scoop to said good friend. It happened at least a couple of times that I can remember. Once I was maybe 6-1 or 7-1 in a PTQ, maybe like 5-1 or 6-1 in a extended PTQ. I ended up getting paired to my good friend Frederic at the time, and I scooped to him. He actually ended up qualifying, so that was pretty cool. Another time, I drove 8 hours. Well, I wasn't driving. I don't even have a license, but we drove 8 hours to the south of France, to Montpellier, to play a limited PTQ. I think I started 4-0, scooped to one of the Ruel brothers. I think either Antoine or Olivier. They made top eight, but I think it was actually a Spanish player that ended up taking the qualifier that one time. But yeah, so that was kind of my MO. And comes this tournament during the European Championship, and it's what kind of quote unquote saved me is that I kept playing people I didn't know because there was people from many other countries from Europe playing that PTQ, not just French players. So I guess the field was a bit bigger and a little more diluted friend wise. So I make it all the way to the semis, and I was playing a blue-white control deck. I guess I should talk about that. Obviously, blue-white control, shocker. It was block constructed in Mercadian Mask, which a PT had been held. Lin Civi and Rebels in general had dominated. I think Lin Civi by that time had been banned from the format, and I decided to play a blue-white control deck based around Wave of Reckoning as my sweeper. So what I did was I was playing a bunch of creatures that survived Wave of Reckoning. I had a Stinging Barrier, the Drake, Blinding Angel. You also had some Counterspell. I think Literal Counterspell was legal, as well as I probably had Ward and Foil in the deck. Maybe even Days, I'm not sure. I think I had some Eye of Ramos for some fast mana, and probably Gush for card advantage. So yeah, I kind of cruised through the Swift. I think I was beating a lot of mid-range black-green decks that were kind of designed to beat other decks, but I was preying on that, and I think it was just really good. So yeah, eventually I got to the semis. It was first two go to the PT, so I was one win away from qualifying for my first Pro Tour. And at this point, I call home because I'm like, okay. I call home. My brother picks up. My mom wasn't there, and I tell him, I'm like, listen, if I win this next match, I qualify for a tournament in Chicago. Will you help me talk mom into letting me go? And he was like, yeah, just win, and we'll figure things out. Don't worry, just win. So I play, I win. My mom was actually pretty cool about it. She even gave me a little money. She met Antoine Ruel, who was be kind of my chaperone for my first PT in Chicago, and yeah, that's kind of the story of how I qualified for my very first Pro Tour. As always, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the content, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Take care, everyone.